I spend a lot of time talking about Bitcoin's price, speculating on Bitcoin's future price, trying to explain to people why Bitcoin is going up in the future in terms of US dollars from a first principles perspective. But today, we're going to do something a little different. We're not going to speculate on price based on assumptions and first principles and ideas of the future. Instead, we're going to talk about it based on the past. We're going to have a trip down memory lane to look at Bitcoin's entire price history and have some commentary along the way. So I've got it pulled up here with my orange wall in the background, fitting to the topic of discussion. Let's get to it. This is the full historical chart of Bitcoin's price in terms of US dollars. When most people look at this chart, what they see is a flat line for over a decade, and then the last few years here is when this quote-unquote bubble has skyrocketed. It just seems to most people that looking on this visual alone, that the majority of price action has occurred in the last couple of years. Well, let's get to looking at this. Let's start in 2010 here. Okay, Bitcoin is just traded for 6 cents. 6 cents for one Bitcoin. Massive spike up there to 18 cents. Now we're going up to 20 cents, 25 cents, 30 cents, all the way up, back down, had another crash. But don't worry, we still have more green candles going back up slowly and steadily. For the first time, Bitcoin has broken $1. Now it's already back down to 75 cents. And now it's at $3, $5, $6, 12, 20, 30, $30, all the way up to $30. Now down to $13, back down, $10, $8, 5, 4, 3, 5, 4 dollars back down. It's now 80, 90% losses, 92% loss, and 94% loss. But we're having some green candles coming back, so that's good, I suppose. It seems like that Bitcoin's dead. That we've had that massive spike. Now we're at $4, $5 down from $30, probably going to zero. It's a bubble. It's probably dead. But now I guess there's some more green candles going back up. Maybe this bubble's coming back alive. Maybe not, with some red candles going down. Now we're stabilizing at $12, $13, about half the peak of the previous bubble of $30. But now we're going back, high 20s, 30s, 40s. Wow, okay, wait, 50, 60, 100, 100, 200, 130, 110. Wow, that was another massive bubble there. Coming back down, though, massive crashes, 10%, 30% crashes. Now we're back down below $100. This bubble seems to be dead. Bitcoin's probably failed. It's a failed experiment. Oh, wait, $1,000. Oh, wow. Okay. We just went from $100 to $1,000, but now we're back down to $600, $500. So it's probably dead. It's probably dying. That was probably the peak of the mania. That was probably the peak of demand. Probably not much more is going to come back. See, it's trending down to zero, right? So it's just going down. See, 600, 500, we're nowhere near $1,000 now. $1,000, that was a massive high for Bitcoin. I mean, like really, who in the right mind was buying Bitcoin? Now it's at $300. Now it's at $200. Oh, it's dipping below $200 now. See, it's like, come on. You could have bought it at $1, ridden it up at 1,000 next to $1,000, and now it's at an 80% loss. Who on earth is dumb enough to have bought this at the peak? It's absolutely insane. See, it's just bleeding out. Oh my goodness. I feel so bad for these people. That must be down so bad. I mean, see, look, if you look at the chart from this perspective, we have these massive candles here in the recent years and these massive crashes since then. And for the years before this, see, it doesn't look like there was much volatility. So, it was just this recent last bubble. That's when all the speculation began. But, it seems like there's a little bit of speculation back. We're back in the $500-$600 range. People have tripled their money in the last year or so from buying and holding Bitcoin. Oh, $700 now, 800, 900. Okay, seems like there's a little bit more activity now as we're getting close to all-time highs. And we just crossed $1,000. Well, this was bubble territory. Maybe we should sell right now. Oh, wait, maybe not. Oh, people are making a profit on it again. Massive green candles up and down, massive wicks, 4,000, 3,000. Wow, I remember when Bitcoin at $1,000 was super speculative. Wait, now we're at 7,000, 8,000, 900, 12, 16, 14, 13, 12, $19,000. Wow. Okay, that was crazy. I remember when $1,000 of Bitcoin was crazy, and we just had $19,000 of Bitcoin. But I mean, I guess it's dying again. It's a bubble, right? Surely it's going to zero. Surely it's going to die again. Now we're back all the way down to 6,000. Goodness, I remember when it was 16,000 just 8 months ago, and people were buying it, and they were sure it was going to go up in the future. Man, I'm so glad now it's already down to 3,000. What a bunch of losers, I mean, if you just look at this chart, you can see clearly that for the majority of Bitcoin's existence, it's had a basically flat line price action wise. And in the last year or so here had this massive bubble up to 19,000. So surely it's just going to continue trending down, going back towards where it began, which is,
a dollar below zero, basically zero. But I mean, we have this little, rally here. We're up back to $7,000, doubling off the lows. So, maybe that's temporary though. Probably still a good time to sell because there's no way Bitcoin's ever going back to 19,000, let alone 20,000, 30,000, $40,000. That's a pipe dream. There's no way that even with a massive bubble, massive speculation, that Bitcoin would ever go to $40,000. I mean, just look at it. It's crazy. So, we saw that crash with COVID, so, it's okay, now we're at 30,000, 35, 30. Okay, okay, this is crazy, probably a good time to get out. Okay, wait, 50,000, 55, 60, 65,000. Okay. All right, that was insane. China just banned it here in mid-2021, so surely that's it for Bitcoin. If China, the CCP, is coming after Bitcoin, trying to destroy it, now we're already at 40, $30,000, but okay, now we're back at 60,000. Okay, that was a little strange. That was quite the quick recovery after China banned it. But okay, see, it's already coming back down again. Now we're in the low 40s, mid 40s, high 30s. Yeah, see, oh my goodness, that's just horrible. This bubble is definitely dead. If we look at price history in the past, we can see it's a straight line, and this majority of this price action has happened in recent years. See, now we're already below $20,000. Oh my goodness, FTX scams going on. That's just insane. Now we're in the mid-teens, 16, 17,000. Goodness, that's just insane. We had these prices 5 years ago. Bitcoin's gone nowhere. It's done absolutely nothing for people. So, I mean, yeah, sure, we're in the high 20s and $30,000 range now, and that's doubling off the lows. But nothing big has changed, nothing different. Bitcoin's still trending down to zero, clearly, obviously, and this is where we are today. So, if you get my sarcasm, if you get my point here, if you look at this visual, you can see clearly that Bitcoin is trending in one direction. Yes, it has periods of years where it trends down, it goes down perpetually against the US dollar, but there are massive, massive green candles, massive periods of time where it skyrockets. And if you are trading Bitcoin, you're going to miss those. You got to be holding it. You got to be storing up for the long term. When a political currency falls down against Bitcoin, it does so rapidly. And so, taking this little trip down memory lane, taking this little thought experiment, what can we speculate on for the future? Well, I think number one, we can speculate that if Bitcoin is going to go up in terms of the US dollar in the future, we can speculate that it's probably going to do so in very rapid periods of time, as you can see from the history of Bitcoin's price. Just a few months every year, just a few months is when Bitcoin skyrockets in terms of the US dollar, or in more accurate terms, when the dollar falls and crashes against Bitcoin. So we can see that. Another speculation would be we could expect in the future there'll be years of sideways markets. Bitcoin has gone from 6 cents to now over $30,000, having an all-time high just under $70,000. And there have been entire years where Bitcoin has done nothing but gone sideways. Another prediction I feel pretty confident in making is that people will continue to have this bubble dead worldview of Bitcoin. They will continue to think that Bitcoin's a bubble when it's making all-time highs, and they'll continue to think that Bitcoin's dead when it's below those all-time highs. But if you look at the price action history of Bitcoin, you can see that pretty much any time it was not at an all-time high was an excellent time to buy. And if you're buying an all-time high, historically speaking, it's probably not the best in the short term. But if your worldview is 4 years or longer than 4 years in the future, then you're probably doing just fine. So my encouragement would be get off zero when it comes to Bitcoin, number one. Number two, consider self-custody. And when you consider self-custody, everyone should be taking self-custody, okay? But if you are taking self-custody, there are a wide variety of things you can do. I would encourage you to consider the possibility of a single SIG device, single SIG storage. That is really useful for people, and that's really important. That gives you 100% trust in yourself and 100% self-sovereignty. A second option would be a multi-sig setup. And I would argue that if you were going to do a multi-sig, having a collaborative custody partner in your multi-sig arrangement could be something that is viable for you. Maybe not for everyone, but I think for a lot of people that are taking self-custody, which again should be everyone, a very large percentage of them are going to want to have a multi-sig solution and have someone walk them through how to set up a multi-sig vault, have them help them create an estate plan for their Bitcoin and their multi-sig, and be that collaborative custody partner. So if that interests you, if you want to take self-custody and you want to consider having that collaborative custody multi-sig solution, you can find me in the description at the Bitcoin Advisor. I'd be more than happy to help you. The first call is free, do consultation, lots of free resources for you. So even if you don't end up partnering with me, it could still be a lot of help to you. So please get off zero when it comes to Bitcoin, and then take self-custody and figure out your plan now. Because when we get those green candles, when we have these massive spikes upwards, it's going to be very hard to be planning ahead with those things, because the market demand is going to be so crazy. The supply for educated Bitcoiners is going to be so small. If you have not experienced a bull market yet, let this video be a warning that bull markets are crazy.